Hello Star Wars fans, and welcome to my review of the Target exclusive Attack on Hoth Battle Pack. So, there's a lot included in this pack. First of all, there's two of the 2010 Saga Legends Snowtroopers. Then there's an all-new sculpt of an AT-ST pilot. They have the E-Web blaster. And, of course, the crowning jewel of the pack is the Hoth AT-ST. So yeah, let's get started with that AT-ST. So, this thing is pretty big. Where should we start? Well, I guess I'll start with the articulation for you guys. Of course, these two eyelids can open and shut however much you want. Also, the cockpit has a hatch on top that can open, as well as the entire top can open so that you can put figures in there. The head can swivel. Also, both of these cannons can swivel. Oops, that one just popped off. Yeah, the cannons on the side actually aren't stuck in there too well, so they kind of pop off sometimes when you're fiddling with it. The cannon down below can also swivel up and down. And then the legs, there's a whole lot of stuff. So first of all, there's this connector piece that's swiveling right there, but then can also twist. Then you have the same sort of connection down here that can, hinge here, and then can also twist. Let's get those back up. Alright. And then you have just a basic swivel here, as well as a basic swivel here, and then another one on the ankle itself. And you can hear it clicking. They tried to make it so that whatever position you push it to, that it'll stay there. Unfortunately, it doesn't work 100% of the time. That sometimes when you position these legs, they'll click into spot just fine, but when you actually set it down, it'll give way a little bit, and you won't be able to stand them properly. However, you can still get quite a few different poses from this guy. The hardest ones to pose is when you move these out from the body at all. You see them in like Return of the Jedi when it's teetering on its legs when it steps on the logs and it's about to fall over. You see these kind of go out. So if you wanted to recreate something like that, you'd have to, articulate these. But most of the time, if you want to keep them solid and you want to keep them standing, I would keep these right in close up to the body, and then it works just fine. I'll just give you a real overall look of the guy, from the feet to the legs to the head. As you can see, there's quite a bit of sculpting detail on this, as well as on both sides of the legs, as well as on this part. The underside also has some nice sculpting. Here's the top. So, there's a lot of little details. Unfortunately, the paint isn't that amazing. It's pretty basic. Basically, what they've done is have just a plain gray all over that they then accentuate with this sort of airbrushing. It's usually along the metal seams, or around like the exhaust ports back here. Here's some darker on the hinge there, and on the back you can see it's darker. Yeah, so not a whole lot of paint, but it's an AT-ST and there's not going to be that much. I would have preferred some, maybe some blast shots or something like that. But I am glad at least that they did this airbrushing, because that does give it a little bit of character. Now on the inside of the cockpit, you see they have those seats there, and those are painted dark gray, and then they have these funny decals on the wall. They came in there, and I really don't like the way that they look. They're kind of goofy. I mean, it kind of looks like chain link, or I guess it's supposed to probably be like padding. But the decals actually look kind of weird. I might take them off, although I might not, because it's the inside and I don't look on the inside very often. Especially in comparison with a guy, it's quite a big piece of equipment here. Especially because you can also have it go kind of high up on its legs. I mean, that can get a really tall walker there. It's probably about a foot or foot and a half high when it's standing. You know, there's 4 inches right there, so. And of course, in that cockpit, it fits 2 guys, although they can't stand, they're actually sitting in there, so maybe this is actually smaller than it ought to be, but that's what they tend to do with these vehicles anyways. Now, these guns here, the main front cannons, just like the cannons from Luke Skywalker's Snowspeeder, they can be replaced with some play function cannons right here. So as you can see, they look a lot bigger, bulkier, and that's for all the mechanisms that they have to put inside, you know, the spring and being able to push the actual little projectiles in there. And that's them. And boy, how does that shoot? Oh, there it is. It shoots with a little nub on the bottom. I don't think I've shot these yet. Let's see. Oh, cool. Okay, so it shoots them both at the same time, it looks like. And obviously I didn't put them on mine because mine's up there for display and I like the movie accurate ones. But I'm still very glad that they do the whole thing with the projectiles, because I think that's a really fun feature. And essentially, you know, these are toys, so kids are going to buy them. And I think that's a cool way to help the kids. Yeah, one of the only things I don't like about the look of this is this connector piece in between. I think because the head and the body has such a gap between, I think they really should have made the connector look, you know, like a mechanically part instead of just this sort of smooth, bubbly connection. Now at the front, you know, you don't really see it, but really there is quite a gap here, and you're going to see that all the time, and it looks very toyish. But that's about my only complaint about this thing. I'm really happy with it. It looks great sitting up on the shelf. Yeah, the only other thing is that sometimes it's under the weight of itself. It doesn't like to stand in certain positions, but it's really not hard to get into a position that it'll stand well in. So yeah, overall I've been very impressed with this. But yeah, it's a really great vehicle, and it will go very well with my 2010 Luke Snowspeeder. So that in and of itself warranted the entire buy for me. It's just a bonus that he also comes with these 3 figures. The first figure being the most interesting. This is the AT-ST pilot, and he is all new for this pack. So here's an overview of what he looks like. This being a loose rubber suspenders. And he also has this removable helmet. That's his head. And the goggles are removable. They actually came off, and I just stuck them on there. It's kind of hard to put them on. They fit very snugly, so I don't want to take them off right now for you. But yeah, that's them. But anyways, this guy's articulation is ball shoulder, ball elbow, swivel wrist, ball torso, swivel hips, ball knees, and ball ankles. So super articulated there. You know, there's not all that much to say about him. He's got a very good look, lots of wrinkles and stuff like that. Not much to do with paint, but that's fine because it's a basic costume, so there's not anywhere they could go with it. So I like this figure. I think he's got a good face sculpt. Pretty much the sculpt is the thing to talk about with this guy. Of course, he can hold guns in both of those hands. You can see his trigger fingers out. Yeah, definitely a great figure to have around. And the other figure being the 2 Snowtroopers that it comes with. This is the 2010 Saga Legends Snowtrooper. 2 of them came with packs, so they have a removable helmet, backpack, you know, soft goods cloak, and they're all white, none of that yellow stuff on those older troopers, although there is a little bit of yellow paint down around their boots. And you can see, of course, they've got the Jango head on there. So once again, just like the other guy, this Snowtrooper is a solid sculpt with a solid paint job. And great super articulation. He's got ball shoulders, elbows, swivel wrist, ball torso, swivel hips, ball knee, and ball feet. And he does have a bald head, but oh boy, that was stuck. Ugh. But you're not going to do a whole bunch of that because he's wearing the hood all the time, so you're not going to articulate the head very much. And all three of those guys, the two snowtroopers and the pilot, all come with this standard stormtrooper blaster, so that's cool, 3 guns. And last but not least, you've got this nice tripod E-Web blaster. So you can load it up with this projectile, the little laser cannon. And of course you can swivel it around and put it up and down. And you can actually have the characters hold on to these little handles there, and if you just give the characters a little shove, what they do is push here, and boom, it shoots the projectile. So that's a cool feature, that the actual grip on the thing is what fires it. You know, it's not some button on the side or a little trigger on the top. That you can actually kind of have a realistic firing mechanism where the character themselves can fire it. That's cool. So for $40, you're getting an awesome vehicle. One of the, the coolest looking Star Wars vehicles around, pretty much. You're getting 2 of those really solid 2010 Saga Legends Snowtroopers. You're getting an all-new AT-ST pilot sculpt. You're getting the E-Web blaster, and then you're getting 3 guns as well. This is a really good deal. I could not recommend this thing higher. I'm giving it a full 5 out of 5 for the entire pack. Although there are a few flaws, it's definitely outweighed by all the pros. Well, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.